Fenton is, he'll be listed as out. He's in the concussion protocol still. Frank Clark worked today, and so did Charvarius, and we'll just see how they do here in the next day. Other than that, we had a good week of practice. Look forward to the challenge of playing the Eagles. We know it's going to be loud, and they've got a good football team. They've got some good athletes on that football team. So we've got to make sure we take care of business. They're bigs on both sides are good football players, and so the guys up front will have to do a nice job on both sides. Anyways, time's yours.
We'll go first to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Andy, a couple things. First on Shady, he's retiring and the Eagles are going to honor him at the game on Sunday. Just want to know when you think of Shady and you look back on his career, what are some of the things that stand out to you? And Brad, I'll have a second question.
Yeah, so I love the kid. I mean, he's got a big personality and always smiling and was a great player. Not too many people could make somebody miss like he could, and he had this phenomenal career. I mean, arguably a Hall of Fame career, and it's good that they're doing that for him there. It's good that he chose to go back to Philadelphia because that's really where it all started for him and his foundation was built.
Yeah, okay. And when it comes to deciding on a fourth down call, whether to kick or to go for it, what do you look at besides clock and the scoreboard? What else are you looking at there?
Yeah, clock and scoreboard are important. Field position, obviously, and then what you have on your sheet. What you feel comfortable with. How are things going out there, and on the field, and what you think you can get out of the plays that you maybe have designated for that area, if you have, and which ones are left over to use.
Next to Herbie Teope. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Coach. We've seen a couple of, we saw a 14 personnel scoring play in the preseason. Last week, a touchdown for Fortune out of the 13 personnel. What is it about this tight end group that has prompted you to get a little bit more creative with the personnel grouping?
Well, I mean, first, Herbie, I haven't had 4 tight ends like this before. I mean, I've had 3 good ones, but never 4. And so we try to utilize the talent we have, and so we've put them out there and let them do some things, and they seem to be handling it okay. A couple of them are young guys, so.
Let's go next to Seren Petro. Go ahead, Seren.
Coach, I remember, you're sitting at 1 and 2. The overall arc of the question is about the urgency, but I harken back to when you were 2015, when you were sitting at 1 and 5, and you came out and you said, well, we'll get it fixed. But you also were very honest and said, well, we've never been here, right? Like, you don't really know what it is. I know you've been at 1 and 2 a number of different times. So is this something you draw back into? Do you actually think back, okay, this is where we were, this is how it was, and you kind of have something in your old football playbooks that you bring out? This is how we got to go about correcting these things.
Yeah, this one's unique, Seren. I think just from the fact that it's clear. I mean, it's clear. There's a reason why this is happening, and so we've got to take care of that part. The turnovers just kill you in this league. We stress that, and sometimes you can try so hard that crazy things happen. And it's important that you go back to the fundamentals and the basics, and take care of the ball and cover it in traffic, and then be smart with it when you're in the pocket. Tip balls are terrible. So if you're a receiver, you got to squeeze the ball. All the fundamental things that you work on, you just go back to the basics. And nobody knows better than the player if they've goofed up on a turnover. I mean, they clearly understand, and then it's just a matter of getting it fixed and mindsetting it right. So not overdoing it. Sometimes if you overdo it, something bad's going to happen, and then don't underestimate it. You've got to make sure that you put enough emphasis on yourself and the fact that the ball's not staying in consistently.
And then just as a follow-up, going back to Philly, I mean, I know you've been asked this question a couple of times about the 100th win with the Chiefs coming. The fact that, you're getting another opportunity here and it's going to be in Philadelphia, is there still memories and emotions, or has it been enough time and been back there and done that it's, you know, just another game.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I think it's great. It'll be great. You know, you see everybody when you come out there. So, but we're there for the business trip part of it, and that's to take care of, play good football and take care of the game. So, I mean, that's why you go there. And what this is really all about. It's not about me. It's not not about having lived in Philadelphia. Right now, it's about playing better football, taking care of business.
Got 3 left. We'll go right down the line, starting with Harold Kuntz. Go ahead, Harold.
Andy, along the same lines of what Seren just asked, it's not just you, but EB played there. Greg Lewis played there. Mike Kafka played there. I'm just curious all the time. It's so many Philadelphia connections. Do you guys ever just kind of have a conversation every now and again? Like, oh, I remember this back in Philadelphia. I remember that back in Philadelphia. A favorite place to eat, a favorite place to do things. Is there any of those conversations that have maybe come up this week or just in the past?
Well, in the past they have, but not as much this week. We've been just cranking. So, but in the off season, you'll have those kind of discussions and get a good laugh every once in a while. So, it's a unique place. It's a great place. You know, Philadelphia's I mean, I love the city, and as those guys do. So, it's a very unique place.
Go next to Todd Lebo. Go, Todd.
Coach, we just talked to Jody a little bit. He mentioned he kind of felt a little more something in some of the meetings and things this week. You guys are in the spot you're in. Have you felt a little more? I know you try to keep it even keel. Do you feel a little something different with the players on the field, practice meetings, things like that this week with where you guys are at 1 and 2?
Well, look, I mean, there should be an urgency every week, and that's what we strive for. So there's an urgency this week to get yourself prepared to play. That's that'll continue here until we have a chance to get on the field and go. I don't think anybody likes to lose in this business. You're measured on the wins, not the losses, and you're criticized for the losses, and that's never a good feeling, right? So I'm sure everybody's feeling that, and they want to do better, and that's collectively is important.
We'll go last to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Coach, now that you've had a few days to get Josh Gordon out on the field and see where he is, what is your sense of his, football shape, his conditioning, and how long do you think it might be before he's ready to go? Yeah,
listen, Matt, he looks in pretty good shape. I mean, he's got a little bit less body fat than I do. I mean, he can really, he's trimmed down and really fit. And so that's one thing he's been doing is working out. So I was going to say you and me, but I didn't want to put you in the box, Matt. But he's in, I think he's in good shape, and he's been out here working very hard. He's not playing this week, but he's getting himself ready and learning the playbook, doing the middle part, and then also getting a little rust knocked off. But you can tell he's very talented. I mean, you guys have all seen him play before. I'm not telling you something you don't know, but he is a talented football player.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, thank you.